Hey everyone, and welcome back to ICC What to Watch, where we break down the European football matches that you absolutely cannot miss on this weekend's schedule. I'm your host, Chris Murch. An amazing return to club football this past weekend as we saw some startling results, fantastic individual performances, and some unlikely table movement. Let's take a look at how my predictions went from the matches we profiled last week. Starting with the first match that I profiled last week, RB Leipzig versus Bayern Munich, where I picked a 2-1 victory for Leipzig. Well, I'm not starting off very hot, as Bayern were able to hold off second place Leipzig without Robert Lewandowski with a 1-0 victory. Second, I picked a draw in PSG Lille, that Lille actually won 1-0 to move into first in France. Great for American Tim Weah, bad for my record. Lastly, I picked Man City over Leicester 2-0, which hit right on the head. A 1-2 week leaves me with a 6-7 record heading into this week's matches. Do I get back to 500? Anyways, here are the top 3 matches that you absolutely cannot miss on this weekend's schedule. First, we're heading over to Spain and the most important match every single year, El Clasico. Maybe the most important El Clasico we've had in recent memory. You have second place Barcelona, 1 point off the top, heading to the Alfredo Di Stefano to take on third place Real Madrid in a game that will obviously always pack a powerful punch because of the rivalry, but also what this game means for both clubs this season. Barcelona is already out of Champions League. Winning a trophy this season is imperative, and while they can still win Copa del Rey, obtaining La Liga and Ronald Koeman's first season at the helm would be impressive and massively help in their fight to retain Lionel Messi for the future. They're on a blistering hot pace right now as they are 19 straight unbeaten in La Liga and the only club in the top 5 leagues to be unbeaten in 2021. Can they avenge their earlier El Clasico loss to Real Madrid? Los Blancos need this win even more than Barca. With an outright loss in this matchup, Madrid would be 5 points behind their heated rivals and would all but see the La Liga title slip from their grasps. Sadly for them, they will be without their 2 center backs, Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane, who are injured and dealing with COVID respectively. We know how Madrid gets without Ramos, but can they withstand losing both of them? Well, I don't know. I have a 2-1 win for the Blaugrana, who keep their 2021 pace and fuego. Next, let's head over to England with Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. It's always fun to see Jose Mourinho go up against his former clubs, and with his unceremonious exit, to say the least, at Old Trafford, this matchup with his club Spurs just always adds to the tension that always permeates from this game. If you remember back to October 4th, 2020, Spurs came to Old Trafford and annihilated United, who suffered their worst home defeat ever, 6-1. Well, a lot has changed since then, as we have seen a United resurgence as they sit in second place, while Spurs have faltered and are currently in 6th and have bowed out of Europe. Spurs missed out on a top 4 chance this weekend, tying Newcastle. Their form is very up and down, but with a win against rolling United, that could help them back into Europe next season. But this time, I think we see United exact revenge on Spurs, and I'm predicting a 1-0 close victory for United to keep them in second place. Last but certainly not least, we're going to head to Germany with Eintracht Frankfurt versus Wolfsburg. You might be asking why we're profiling these two clubs. Not necessarily the sexiest name in European football, sure, but if you've been paying any attention to Bundesliga this season, which you should because it's goals galore, then you have seen Wolfsburg and Eintracht become top 4 clubs and more than likely will qualify for Champions League next season ahead of the likes of Borussia Dortmund. If you're an American fan, then this game will be extra fun as there are Americans on both sides, with John Brooks at Wolfsburg commanding a back line that has let in the least amount of goals in the league of any club this season. For Eintracht, super sub Timothy Chandler provides a spark for Frankfurt, who are currently in 4th place. Will Wolfsburg get closer to 2nd this weekend, or will Eintracht upset them? I'm going to go with a Wolfsburg victory here, 2-1. Get the job done over Eintracht Frankfurt. Thanks for joining, everyone, and don't forget to check out our other original programming, such as Around the ICC with Matteo Bonetti, The Fixture with Meg Linehan, EPL Insights with Michael Tomer, ICC Confidential with Fabrizio Romano, and more at internationalchampionscup.com. And go ahead and follow us at International Champions Cup on Instagram and Facebook, and at INT Champions Cup on Twitter. We'll see you next week.